to open the book, because he is the conqueror of death, the conqueror of sin, the overcomer of this present evil world. And then go with me to Hebrews chapter 2. Hebrews chapter 2. And boy, every one of these verses is a sermon and a book and a commentary in itself. Hebrews chapter 2 and verse 14. For as much then as the children of God, the saved, are partakers of flesh and blood, he also himself took part of the same. Jesus took flesh and blood like we have, that through death he might destroy him that had the power of death, that is, the devil. Do you know that before Calvary, Satan had the power to kill? Jesus called him a murderer, didn't he? He called him a murderer. And you remember when Satan came to God and he was speaking about Job, and God said, don't you kill him. He built a hedge around him. He restrained him from killing Job, but certainly Satan had the power to take life before Calvary. But at the cross, when Jesus conquered death and he conquered sin and he conquered evil, he also destroyed the power of the devil over death, and to deliver them who through fear of death were all their lifetime subject to bondage. Boy, a lot of people in America ought to read that right now, because there's so much fear of dying, and it keeps people bound. They're in bondage through their fears. Their fears constrain them. So Jesus, he is hailed in Revelation chapter 5 and verse 5. The host of heaven break out in praise to him. He is the Lion of the tribe of Judah. And he is the one who has prevailed, because he's conquered death. He's conquered sin at the cross. He's conquered the evil. I have overcome the world. He has conquered Satan himself. And so he is praised by his brethren. He is the Lion of the tribe of Judah. And that's a blessed name to us now that we know something about what it means. Now, here's what got me thinking about preaching this. I was reading in something, and I came across this quote. Alexander the Great, you know, the general head of the Greek army, the greatest military genius perhaps in all of history, the man who had conquered the known world when he was 30 years old and sat down, according to the legend, and cried because there weren't any more worlds to conquer. Alexander the Great, one of the greatest names in history. There's a quote by him. He said, I am not afraid of an army of lions led by sheep, but I am deathly afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion. Isn't that great? I am not afraid of an army of lions led by sheep, but I am afraid of an army of sheep led by a lion. Jesus is the Lion of Judah. What did he call us? He called us his sheep. And Alexander said, an army of sheep led by a lion cannot be stopped. We're on the right side. We are on the right side, ladies and gentlemen. Remember who our leader is. Our leader is the lion that nobody better go punch him and wake him up while he's sleeping. He is the lion that has power and strength and courage, like the prophecy said. So we're on the right side. And don't fear. You know, the world looks very, very dark tonight. And I thought, what can I say to encourage people? Because, you know, there's just so many problems. I'm not even going to rehearse what they are. You've heard them. You know what they are. But you know what? We're an army of sheep led by the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the one who cannot be defeated, the one who conquered death and sin and Satan and an evil world, and the one who will one day sit on the throne of his Father and rule this universe throughout all of eternity.